For number 1, to find x, we're going to compare this small triangle to the large triangle. So I will set up my ratio as 3 over x, and then x over 24 plus 3, which in this case is 27. We cross multiply x times x squared. 3 times 27 is 81. And to solve for x, you just take the square root of both sides. So x is 9. Okay, for the second one, for y, we do 24 over y, and then we do y over 3. So in this case, we're comparing the middle size triangle and the small triangle. So we've got y squared equals 72. Take the square root of both sides, and we realize not a perfect square, so we need to break it down because it says to leave our answer in simplest radical form. So 72 breaks down to 8 and 9, and that can break down, and then so can the 9. So we have 3 2's and 2 3's. Okay, so we want to figure out our pairs. And it looks like we have a pair of 3's and a pair of 2's. So we take one of each number, so 1, 2, 1, 3, multiply them together. Now it gives us 6 on the outside, and then anything left over we put back in the inside. So that's 2. Okay. In number 2, I would go ahead and draw your square garden, because it says draw a picture. Okay, so here is the hose that's going from one corner to the other on the diagonal. And then our side lengths are 30 feet each. So hopefully you should see that you have a right triangle, which means that you can use Pythagorean theorem to solve for the hose length. So 30 squared is 900. If we add, we get 1800. And then we need to do the square root of that. And it says to the nearest tenth, so we can go ahead and do a decimal for this one. You get 42.42, which just makes it 42.4 feet. For number 3, the kite that is Linda's flying, she lets out 43 feet of string. So here's the 43 feet of string. Okay. The angle of elevation is 56 degrees. We want to know how high the kite is from the ground. Here's the ground. Here's the kite up here. Okay? So it is x here. Alright, so now we would have opposite. This is the hypotenuse. So O and H make sine. So I would have sine 56 degrees equals opposite over hypotenuse, so x over 43. We would multiply both sides by 43. If we multiply this, we would get, making sure your calculator is in degrees, 35.64. But again, it says round to the nearest tenth. So I would go 35.6 feet. And then I also quickly check, this number has to be smaller than my hypotenuse, and it is smaller than my hypotenuse, so that's a reasonable solution. Number 4, we need to know that the number of sides is 8 because it's an octagon, regular octagon. Since it's regular, all sides are the same, so the side length is 11.6. And then the apothem goes from the center to the midpoint here, and that would be half of the 28. So that would be 14. So we have 1/2 times the apothem times 8 sides times the side length, because it's apothem times the perimeter. So if I were to multiply the 14 times 8 times 11.6, we get 1279.2. If we take half of that, we get 649.6 inches squared.